All right, folks, welcome. We've got the debut series for Liereyy, who's always at the top level. Liereyy, who's always has the potential to make a deep run in any tournament. And then we got Lix, who is back in Platinum. So very different stories. Liereyy, you would almost expect to be near the top of his group, expect to maybe be in that playoff conversation. Lix, 10 years ago when I first started casting, was a top 15, top 20 player, but the game is different now. Everyone's advanced in their strategies. There's more civs. There's just so much more happening, and Lix can be relatively hit or miss. So here's what the group looks like. This is not including the result from earlier, which will be updated, where MBL was able to get the victory over Rapard. The way I look at this group, I think that the bottom two likely to be Rapard and Lix. Lix out here to prove me wrong. I really like the Way. I think the Way are a solid civ, but the Chinese are also a solid civ. So, especially in Lierey's hands. Both these civs have the villager advantages over the other civs. Way have to research eco technologies to get the additional villagers, though. So no Dark Age eco bonuses. And Liereyy started with the additional vills and is managing it pretty perfectly right now. But if you're going to have success with the Chinese, you do normally need to wall up a lot. That's kind of similar to the Way, and then the other thing is the food income. So there's only one other deer you can push. Usually you want to have 3 or 4, but you don't have that on this map. So I'm curious on if Liereyy is going to place a mill on the sides to get the food, or if he goes for the berries, which is safer but less efficient. You can make arguments it's more efficient because you don't have to walk far, but yeah, we'll find out soon. But yeah, I think I'll know very quickly what type of Lix we're going to get. But the thing to clarify with Lix, and I forgot to show the Civ draft, actually. Here's the draft for the series. The thing I forgot to mention about Lix, see, why is this flipped? Hold up. We're still working on this. This is incorrect. This is correct. Okay. Lix has drafted very well. Japanese, Koreans are insane for some of the other maps. And then getting Way 5th pick, I really like. But he doesn't play that crazy style all the time. When he worked his way through gold, playing completely meta, completely standard. I think people want him to go forward and they want him to tower rush, but all that stuff is not meta for a reason. So I think what you will see from him, and you'll probably see the same from like someone like Vivi, another Chinese player, I think you're going to see extremes in Castle Age. So I would foresee some pretty defensive feudal age games, lots of cav archers, maybe the occasional like siege push or something, but that's what I would want to do with the Way. Get the eco upgrades, wall up, make a couple scouts, and adapt. And Dennis the Menace says, we can judge when he's against Liereyy, though. Judge what exactly? You mean like judge his form? I mean, you try not to take it personal as a tournament host, but I actually took it personal how out of shape Lix was last Platinum. This was 2 seasons ago. I don't know what was going on, but like I'm still scarred from it because Lix is such a fun player to watch. I would be really surprised if it's what it was. We had instances where he clearly had no clue of what the maps were. His Civ draft was weird. I just think the guy was going through something. Maybe he was sick. I don't know. But we just get used to consistency at the high level, and that doesn't always happen. So Lierey's just, he's built different. He can spend less time on the game than many other people do and still be very sharp. He's played Lix a lot, so he should understand what Lix is capable of. Is Slopes just a weirder valley? I don't think it's comparable to Valley, really. You got food more positioned to the sides. Your wood lines are more exposed on the sides. Stones and golds are kind of scattered with tiny little hills in the middle. If you meant to say a wider valley, I mean, I guess technically this could be considered a valley, but if we're talking the maps, I think they play out fairly differently. So I guess it could be weirder and it could be wider, but it's still different gameplay aspects. Liereyy does have the mill on the sides. Lix should be scouting for that. Lix already saw that. Lix sees the barracks now, so he's on form. At least with the key timings with the scouts. Liereyy also sees the barracks at this time, so he can assume scouts. Didn't scout the sides. He will not find Lix taking those risks. Stop saying Valley so much. Is that something I'm known for now too? Saying Valley too much? Or that would be crazy, dude. Me? No, that would be crazy. I don't think you know what you're talking about. I hope that chat appreciates and understands what the crazy emote is, by the way. I'm going to assume that at least 32.7% of you have played Roller Coaster Tycoon before. It's one of my favorite games. There's something about 2. I like Halo 2, Age of Empires 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Yeah, that's what the crazy emote is. This is a little crazy from Lix. Little ambitious to wall up when Lierey's pressuring him like this, but he is going to pull some spearmen. He is going to pull the villager back. Liereyy is flooding forward with some scouts and spears, though. So, really, really heavy micro focus. That's how Lierey's going to want to play these games, and he's killed the scout already from Lix. Lix doesn't even have scouts yet. He doesn't have the food to add the scouts. And Liereyy will want to impose his will on the opponent. Think about it this way. Even if you don't play the game, right? You have limited time. And everyone's got a certain level of speed with multitasking. If Lierey's speed, if Lierey's focus with his micro, which is crazy good right now, makes the game shift focus to maybe 10% more defense for Lix, he might never get a counterattack in. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And you look at the eco focus as well, right? Running out of food underneath the TC, you need to add the farms. Well, you still need to kill the army. You still need to wall. And then stuff like this starts to happen. You got 3 villagers walling up. You got 2 villagers underneath the town center. This is so far from what Lix ever wanted. And you feel it on the other side of the screen as well. Like, you're just like, I'm faster than this guy. I'm outplaying this guy. Hart told me once, Hart said Liereyy likes to speedrun tournament sets. And I don't think Liereyy necessarily goes into it with that in mind. I just think that he's just a really efficient tournament player. He's just like, there's a couple players in the world that can really test him. Otherwise, it's just like, it's just a stomp. It's so confident. Again, love the eco behind this for Liereyy. Still running around with those scouts. Lix has made 5 spearmen. He's not found what he wants. He still doesn't have the full walls. That villager's weak from earlier. And hello. Another snipe from Liereyy. This is not even close. You're hoping. You're hoping and you're coping right now if you're Lix, because you're thinking, well, I got 2 eco techs, so the vill count could still be close. I can get my gold tech, I can get this tech, I can get that tech, and then pass the Chinese and villagers. But he has not been to Lierey's base at all this whole time. And Liereyy will take the food out here. Lierey's making a couple archers. And archers could just snipe all the spears here. Bobby Table says, the second game in the series always seems best. They improve on all the issues from the first. Still have some fresh ideas and haven't tried to maximize profits yet. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it was also a different era too. So I don't know how comparable that is with modern day games because, I mean, what are modern day games? I've never heard of one. But, yeah, I mean, when you look at Roller Coaster Tycoon, you look at Age of Empires, it's pretty evident that they had some really solid ideas with the first editions, and then they improved it going into the next. So I don't think this is Lix under delivering. I know I talked a lot about how I was disappointed before. I just think you got Liereyy playing one of the best civs for the map, and Lierey's just playing near perfect. And so it's not what it was before, but might end up being the same result for him. Lierey's still playing confidently through army. He hasn't had to rely on walls or defense or anything. He's on the way to Castle Age, and Lix is just nowhere close. He might end up being able to stabilize against this army and trade against this army. But by the time he does, then Liereyy could be in Castle Age. No market either. Crazy eco balance. Does the same thing apply to children? What? The second one is always better? I don't know. I hope the third one's better because I was the third child. In my case, I can tell you, and my dad straight up said, by the time I came around, they didn't really parent me the same because they're like, well, as long as he doesn't die, it's fine. So they just didn't tell me things that they told my siblings or like teach me certain things. And I found out way too late in life, like, oh, that's not how you hold a fork. Or, you know, that's not what that word means. They just didn't care at that point. Also, my brother's 11 years older than me, and my sister's 8 years older than me, so I was the definition of an oops baby. Big oops baby. Big surprise. But, according to my mom, I was not a surprise because I was all part of God's plan. But that was just... I said, Mom, I learned to do math, and I'm realizing it's a bit weird that I am 8 years old, and my brother is almost 20. Was I planned? And my mom's like, you are all part of God's plan, and then left the room. She's like, I didn't lie to him. I didn't lie. But yeah. Siege Workshop coming up here from Liereyy. Second Town Center as well from Liereyy. Lix is 90 seconds away from the next stage. He's on stone. I love the idea of going Tiger Cav. I just don't know if he's going to be able to safely get to the castle. When you think of Liereyy in Age of Empires, it is the perfect balance of army and economy. He has eco upgrades. Perfect. He's got eco investment, like the second town center. It's perfect. Just the military upgrades is exactly what he needs. And Lix is just hoping that he can get to Tiger Cav. But, like, where do you even build the castle, man? This is before the siege gets here. He knows the siege workshop's there, so I guess you need to build a defensive castle or one behind your town center, but then you could lose your town center. In T90, you are God's plan to deliver us perfect AoE2 cast. I'm not even sure my mom would agree that this was God's plan. And actually, that's not true. My parents would maintain that this is all part of his plan, but not sure about that. There's the castle on the back for Lix. Lix is like, I heard Tiger Cav OP. Is one enough? One with chain barding armor. He can't even afford one of them. I feel so bad for him. Like, this isn't even close. Okay, drop off the berries and then you can make one. Let's go. Big Tiger Cav moment. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. There they are. Ah, so this is why the devs gave Tiger Cav, like, 3 free bonuses. Ah, it was for this moment. Ah, I understand the balance decisions now. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna need some crazy bonuses to get a comeback here. He's got 2. Monastery at home for Liereyy. And okay, the monastery could be forward. Siege gets sniped. All right, go back. Oh, that's so hype. Let's go, Lix. He's obviously... I hope you guys realize he's obviously not in a good spot. But he only lost 3 vills, and maybe he could raid Liereyy. I don't know. Liereyy will drop town centers. I think Leary's plan is just to wait around the home with monks. And the food eco is taking a hit for Lix, so he doesn't exactly have a lot of food. He'll have to use the market, but here he goes. I would play Eye of the Tiger right now if I could mute the track on YouTube and on Twitch. I could sing it, but we've had a lot of subs today, and I really don't want to lose them. But it's 39 villagers versus 56. Bloodlines is on the way. So they'll have all the HP they can get for Castle H, at least until they get a couple kills, and they'll also have the armor. I don't really think Lierey's going to be surprised by this. Lierey's mill actually gives him vision there. And he does have town centers in pretty much the perfect locations. He is hoping to get relics with that monk, so that monk's not in position. And, well, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. He is clearly getting a little bit surprised by this. Now the monk is there. He's been ramming down the houses on the front. He's just preventing Lix from ever expanding and moving out. And he's even dropping a town center up here. Lix is going to get devotion now. Respect to Lix for continuing to fight here. Tiger Cav is a really strong unit. Yeah, I will actually never play, I would never play Eye of the Tiger on stream. Because I do not trust. The last time there was an issue, do you guys remember the clip situation with Twitch? They basically told people that they were like, yeah, you should probably delete all your clips. Because we might get sued. And we are going to basically like throw you under the bus if we have to. Is what the word. That's not what they said, but that's what I thought they meant. And yeah, it's not worth the risk, right? What if you sing it? I could sing it, but I don't think you guys actually want me to sing it. You think that it wouldn't be that bad, but it's pretty rough. So. And you can mute the tracks so it's not in the VOD, but if you're still doing it live, man, you could, I'm telling you. I just don't trust it. It's not worth it for 15 seconds or 20 seconds or a minute. Lix has been found. This is really bad. He is going for the two-pronged attack. This better be the biggest two-pronged attack you've ever seen. He's going for kills here. He has devotion, so he's hoping he won't get converted. He gets converted anyways. Over on this side, the Tiger Cav are underneath the TC, and he's trying his best, but he just lost his whole wood line. 35 villagers versus 83. My issue that one season where Lix got relegated was lack of fight. He's got the fight here, but he's probably just trying to get the nerves out of his system. That was just so well played from Liereyy. That wasn't even close. Now, realistically, if Chinese are played to their absolute potential, that is maybe a result that one could expect. I do think the Wei are very strong, but on this map, with the resources you have available on the sides, Chinese can be dominant, but Lierey's just that good. Liereyy just kind of sets the standard at the top. Chinese was third pick on the draft as well, which is interesting. So not bad if you can get Chinese third pick, especially after all the bans. We'll see. I still think for Lix, the target should be one win. Up next will be his home map. So I'm kind of expecting that he's going to send it. And we saw Yo, Lix's teammate, play earlier today, and he played Koreans on African River. So my guess would be African River is going to be coming up. All right. Game 2, Lierey's playing Dravidians. Lix is playing Burgundians. Ooh, okay. I don't hate it. I think Lix's plan is to go for Flemish Militia. I mean, he has to be going for Flemish Militia. They've been proven to be very strong. And then Lix really likes unique units too. So I think it's Flemish Militia, take some good fights, and then if he can get to Castle Age and drop a castle just like the previous game, he'll want to make a lot of cav. Players start super close together. It's interesting to see Liereyy on the Shorefish. I really like it, but some players have not been doing that. I think it's a smart move. And then you've got this ring of water around the outside. But this is Lix's choice of map. So he felt like this is the best map that he could use against Liereyy after Lierey's ban. I don't remember what Lierey's ban was. But the way the draft works is you get, at the start of the map draft, you get one ban each. And then one pick each. From there, there's actually quick math. We have 15 maps in the pool. I can't do math. But we have a lot of maps remaining. So in previous seasons, players would then ban until there's one map remaining, and that would decide game number 1. In this season, it's similar. Players ban on both sides, and then there's 3 maps remaining. And whichever one is game number 1 is randomly selected from the final 3. And season 4, we saw a ton of Rocky Forest game 1, for example, which is fine. I mean, it's a good map. And I still believe that players should have a lot of control over what that neutral map is and have a say. But the players can still eliminate a lot of maps and both contribute towards whatever game 1 will be. But it adds a little bit more variety, I hope. Petra on YouTube chat says you should always stream on YouTube. Well, I'm going to test it. There's some downsides to streaming on YouTube for YouTube videos. I've always felt I had some data to back that up. We'll see how Titans League goes. I'm going to be weighing the pros and cons of it, basically. So if you really enjoy the YouTube streams, keep saying stuff like that. Makes me happy. Leave some comments about it, and support as well is great, man. So, but I've been really happy. I know that as someone who views streams, that in some areas and on certain devices that Twitch doesn't load as easily. I think for the interactive stuff, it's not nearly as good. But if you're just trying to watch the stream and want to watch it on a variety of devices, I think YouTube is superior. So, what kind of downsides? YouTube video performance. So basically, your streams do fine, but then your videos tank. And type a 1 in both chats if you found me or found Age of Empires again because of YouTube. There's going to be a lot of ones. So for me, I know streams are great and streams are awesome, but I would argue that Age of Empires 2 exists again because YouTube videos. So I really don't want to take that risk, basically, and that's why I haven't done it as much. But only one way to find out, and it's been good so far. My first time streaming on YouTube in a while, so. All right. So Doc in the north for Licks. He also has a villager here. I think he's going to go sneak barracks. There used to be a strategy with Goths where people would go forward, and then they would... is this just a Doc? I really don't know what he's about to do, because this is weird timing on it. But they would go forward with the loomed Ville, and they would build a barracks like, in the back of the opponent's base. I wouldn't mind that here. You build a sneak barracks and then maybe another dock over here. Lierey's dock is in the north. There's 2 possible dock locations. So maybe, you know what? I think Lix is trying to find the dock villager. But Liereyy didn't dock here. Liereyy docked in the north. But this is what Lix is about. Like, this is what Lix got his reputation for. Sneak vills. I do think you have to do something different to beat Liereyy here. But Liereyy had the much cleaner build. Dravidians have the extra carry capacity for their fishing ships. They get all the extra wood when they hit the next stage. Like, their eco is much cleaner in the Dark Age as well with the extra pop space from the dock. Dravidians are made for this map. Dravidians are top 3 on this map, in my opinion. I'd say Dravidians, Japanese. I think those are probably my 2 favorites. It's actually hard for me to get 3. I think maybe Koreans in there. You could say Malians, Georgians, Armenians. There's some good civs. But yeah, Vil is chilling here. This one says, couldn't you just make a VOD channel and stream from there? No, because it's all how the YouTube algorithm works. It doesn't matter what channel you're on. Like, if I were to do it on my... It's all because the algorithm speaks based on the category and how viewership goes. So, trust me, I've done a lot of research on it. It's an understandable question, but that's the answer why I haven't done it in the past. So, I'm going to have to weigh the pros and cons. We'll see how the viewership goes. And so far, it's really good, like I said. So let's try to kill a fishing ship. That didn't work. And now he might end up sacrificing his scout. But the barracks is going up on the back. And Lierey's scout was brought home to chase that scout. Liereyy has no reason to look back here. I think he's assuming it's going to be Flemish militia. And he wants to play archers. But he doesn't know where they're going to come from. And if Lix were to also go... No way Liereyy finds this. No way, dude. Liereyy is sending a fishing ship down here, and he will find the barracks now. I mean, it's something that maybe you have to consider in the future if you try this. That is maybe a little lucky for Liereyy, but if someone's playing water, they might naturally discover it that way. Liereyy will be very happy. He won't be shocked by and surprised by this now. Nice quick walls. And it's not going to end there. With Lix, you got to kill that villager or life is going to be misery. He loses the spear. He gets more quick walls. Just because this is found does not mean you have an answer to it yet. Oh, this is really nice for Liereyy, though. Look at him use the scout there to dish out some extra damage. He won't even lose the scout. He won't even end up losing the scout. That's so good. Now he can kill the fishing ships from Lix. Lix has not been investing into water. He'll lose all 3 fish. Liereyy will have 5 fishing ships, so it has to be about this forward now. I mean, Lix is going to try and fight back on water. He's making some fires, but It's just how they chose to invest their res at the start. Liereyy hasn't lost any vills yet. Has his gold. Water Buffalo underneath the TC is an option. Berries are still an option. I think if you clear this, you might even be able to just take down the buildings with the fire ships as well. Yeah, archers are here. Lix needs to notice. And Lix, he has the skirms. He's still streaming in Flemish Militia. He's still streaming in skirms. But food eco should be rather rough. He's actually towering at home in case there's a counterattack. And the scout comes over from Liereyy, which honestly should be dead. But he's still getting value from it. It's crazy. I just love to watch Liereyy play. The thing is, when you play like Liereyy, if you make one mistake, because he always tries to play as little army as possible and then faster castle age. If you make one mistake, you get overwhelmed by this stuff. Because Lix is just counting on you to make one error, and then it can be game over. And honestly, I really like the economy from Lix for someone who doesn't have a lot of fish. These two fish are just standing there, but he's doing a good job. Liereyy was able to get through there. He actually could escape from that. And so those villagers end up surviving, but Sneak Villager is still there from Lix. Still not sure if Lix will go for a tower or something, but Liereyy still hasn't gone for his own tower. And Liereyy finally loses the villager. I feel like armor on the Flemish Militia is needed. If you can get armor on the Flemish Militia and just keep streaming these bad boys with a couple skirms, this could get really dangerous for Liereyy. He still believes this micro is going to be good enough. I don't know, guys. Lix just keeps coming with the military flood. And Flemish Militia kill villagers very quickly. There's also a second range, so it could be archers. Again, he doesn't have the armor, and these are Dravidian skirms, so they're firing pretty quickly here. It's very sloppy from Lix. Very messy. It's no micro, it's just spam units. It's like the feudal age equivalent of just spamming knights or something. Liereyy microing. There's the armor for Lix. When you have Liereyy under pressure, you don't really want to be patient. But imagine if he shows a little bit of patience, backs up. Liereyy won't have wood, actually. Where will Liereyy go for wood? Oh, he's down here. Right now, we've got about 700 food left with the fish down there. So, it's still a lot of food. There's also still the food here. That fishing eco is so good. I feel like if Lix could also come back onto water, that could be a huge swing, but it's such a big investment to retake water when you've committed this much to land. It's very unlikely. Lierey's still chasing this army down. Archers are behind this to help against the Flemish Militia. Lix is hoping the units are strong enough for this to work out. He'll be adding farms behind this over time. He only has one, but he'll be adding farms. He'll have a really solid economy with the Burgundians. He still has Bowsaw. He's still pressuring Liereyy. Every time Liereyy thinks he puts a stop to this, the Flemish Militia and the skirmishers keep arriving to his base. There's a lot of weak villagers in here. Liereyy still hasn't clicked up to Castle Age. But okay, completes the tower. Welcome to Lix's world, guys. This is what Lix loves to do. I think Lierey's got a lot of experience against it, though. I think he understands that as long as he doesn't take game-ending damage in Castle Age, the game will change. He'll sneak down here with the Vil. That's a really nice touch. I don't know if adding too many more fishing ships is needed, but you can at least have this dock so these fishing ships can move and be more efficient. Yeah. What Liereyy should do here, because he's got good food eco and he's Dravidians, is he should go man-at-arms into longswordsman. You have the best civ for it. It's cheaper to get the upgrades. You've got the perfect eco for it. That is not what he's going to do. That is not what he's going to do. He's going to play ranged units. He's going to boom. He's never going to play longswords. He'll probably just play crossbows and play siege. Which I would do the same, to be honest. The longsword play just can hit a wall at times underneath towers and underneath town centers. It's just a tricky unit to justify. But, I mean, Lierey's just so far ahead right now. And, guys, the idle TC from Lix, that's kind of expected when you try and do everything he did all at once, right? This would be an amazing YouTube thumbnail right now. Like, that's ridiculous. But yeah, that's not necessarily a mistake. Him losing his fish so early and trying to make skirms and Flemish militia with early upgrades is just stretch the eco a little too much. If you're going to do that, you need to have more efficient fights against Liereyy. And the GG's called 2-0 up for Liereyy. And game number 3 will be on Lierey's home map. I will say, Lierey's home map could very easily be Lix's home map. It is a nomad start. It is a map that's pretty difficult to play, but yeah, Lierey's just looking one step ahead right now. There's tiny details in early feudal, like Liereyy finding the buildings with the fishing ships. That was good fortune, but that's maybe something that you have to think about if you're Lix. If you're going for the sneak, it's very likely your opponent is going to find it if it's near the water. Not many areas you could really put it and still be sneaky, though. But yeah, Liereyy found that. Liereyy then walled in his vills nicely. I also like the play from Liereyy here with the fire galley and the scout. That was crazy value. If that scout's not there doing that, they maybe trade 50-50 there, and the fishing ships for Lix stay alive at least an extra minute or two, and Liereyy needs to invest more focus there. So, 2-0 for Liereyy. And, yeah, Lix is going to have to go nuts in the next one. I think he's going to go Koreans. And hopefully we have a banger on our hands. So, game 3 is Stranded. Now, this is Lierey's home map. And that's a little surprising to me against Lix, just because Lix can be so chaotic and so many crazy things can happen on this map. Stranded. This is the version we created for Wandering Warriors Cup. You start with a fishing ship. You start with 3 villagers on the shoreline. You do not have a transport ship or anything. We balanced it out a decent amount so players are able to find a good TC spot because it is a nomad start. So usually players are going to be able to find a TC spot near that gold. Lix has gone for the Japanese. Japanese are already going to be solid because of the amount of water on this map. But also, you need wood. And cheap lumber camps, cheap mining camps, all that stuff really helps out in the early stages. Look at how difficult it is going to be to play if you do not have the middle of the map secured. The wood lines are super tiny out here. They're near the shoreline where could be some action on water. So, I like the Japanese. I also like the Persians. We speculated on which one it would be for Liereyy. He opted going with Persians, which I think is fine. But yeah, unit comp-wise, Japanese could be the better civ here. If they get to Cav Archers and Halbs, Persians can struggle. Very rare we ever see Imp on this map, though. Most likely this game gets decided in early Castle Age. We have had some fun ones, though, where the stone becomes a factor. There's not a lot of stone on the map. There's only 2,800 stone on the map. And there's plenty of gold spread throughout. But yeah, Lix is a nomad god. Lix loves nomad. So he's gonna walk this way. He's gonna try and steal this elephant, which Liereyy thinks he will be able to get, actually. Ooh. Oh, that's huge. Look, Liereyy is definitely factoring that into his plans. And now now Lix is going to take it. There's obviously nothing Liereyy can do except hope that villager dies. Liereyy doesn't see another one. He could find this rhino, but it'll only have 2 then. No loom for Lix. Okay, so he de-aggroes it with the house. He gets the next one. Ooh, gets the palisade. See, that's difficult to do. We're talking high lag, high pressure. He is going to get loom. I think there's certain players right now who are kind of judging him because he's getting loom. But I get it. You need these elephants, but you cannot lose the vills. And oh! Okay. Well, he didn't need loom in the end. She's fine, I think. Yeah, she's fine. So now he's actually down a villager because he got loom. So yeah. Lix needs to learn from MBL. Don't get loom and then lose the villager. And then it's like you got loom in the first place. So, but yeah, that got a little nerve-wracking there for Lix. I don't know what type of server they're playing on exactly, but Lix should actually be used to the higher ping games and plays against European players a lot in tournaments. It's funny I say that, but Lix and Yo and all these Chinese players are very used to the higher ping games because they're playing against people from faraway servers all the time. So 3 fishing ships for Lix. I did notice he really shifted a lot of vills off of wood. You normally want to keep fishing ships pumping the whole time. Kind of like Liereyy did. So Lierey's already going to be on 6 fishing ships. Yeah, if they're on the West US server, I don't know off the top of my head, but neither player's really loving life as far as the ping is concerned right now. Lix still isn't making more fishing ships. Which tells me he wants man-at-arms, but this is... What this is a normal build on a map that's not stranded. You normally go 3 fishing ships so you can get your barracks time. On this map, you can go man-at-arms with 6 fishing ships. It all comes down to it comes down to starting with that fishing ship and how much food you bring in and how much that boosts your eco. This is really rough. But he's building the barracks there. But this is just not a good build. Like, again, he's used to thinking hybrid map, 3 fishing ships, and then barracks. This is just all off right now. Lierey's eco is perfect. And Lierey's on the way up. Lierey's on the way up, but he doesn't know Lix is right next to him. Is he going to find him? That's so close, man. But again, like, Lix can't even go up. Lix can't even click up to feudal age. So he wants man-at-arms. He can't even produce the army yet. Will Liereyy ever see this? I was kind of critical of Lix for building this barracks so close to Liereyy in the previous game. But the more I think about it, I think it's part of Lix's strategy. He wants them to see it. You'd think you need to sneak. No. He likes the offensive buildings. He wants him to know. He wants the mental lead. And all right, here he is. Lierey's like, huh? Lierey's like, wait, what? And wait, what is that? Liereyy quick walls, and he will kill the militia, and he will trap the villager. The confidence from Liereyy to pull that off. Again, we're talking high ping. Uh-oh, villager's weak, though. Villager's weak. But he kills the militia. There'll obviously be more on the way, but... And now Liereyy drops the barracks. Now Liereyy drops the quick wall. Now Liereyy obviously knows. And it's still a hole. This is getting messy. This is what Lix wants. Lix wants this to be really messy game. And Liereyy is still playing quick wall simulator. I mean, the more I watch this, the more I don't hate it for Lix. Because, like, obviously the fishing ship count is really high for Liereyy. But he doesn't have the wood to make any fire galleys. So if you can focus on that, you can get fire galleys down there fast. This could add up. Yeah, and here comes some vills as well for a tower. So even if you see it, you can't necessarily do too much about it here if you're Liereyy. You could try and counter tower, but he doesn't see it. Oh, Town Watch, though. That is experience from Liereyy. That's not Town Watch because he got housed. That's Town Watch because he knows his opponent. He has the vision now. But the tower for Lix is still going to go up. Japanese man-at-arms. And that villager. They take down the house. Now Liereyy will be housed. And Liereyy will send 2 vills behind. Lierey's tower will have the ability to fire on these man-at-arms. I don't know if I like this for Lix. I feel like this could be very good or very bad. He's either going to be trapped or he's going to move around, and now Liereyy has gone too far. Let's see. There is a fire galley out for Lix. Liereyy really wants to take this tower down. Lix is bringing more villagers. Can Lix kill the villagers? It's super close. That one's really weak. This villager here is also weak. The tower is firing different directions for both players. There's still the fire galley that needs to move forward for Lix. There's nothing on water for Liereyy. Liereyy does still have the wood line here. The Lierey's fishing ships could start to go down very quickly if he's not careful. Yeah, he's producing the fires. You kind of have defensive advantage. Even if Lix was moving forward, Liereyy should still have enough time. But, like, the eco side's still not great for Lix, but I love the energy. I don't know if the energy is going to be enough, but this is why I said Stranded against Lix is kind of crazy for a home map choice for Liereyy. Lix loves maps like this. But so far, Lierey's dealing with this. The archer range also could be denied. Lix definitely needs to complete the range so he can get some units out. The tower was firing on the archers and already killed one. The villager's still standing there from Liereyy. Fire ships are just passing. Liereyy didn't patrol. So he didn't patrol. He's losing that fire. And Lix adds another man-at-arm. Lix will lose his tower, and now his range is up. But those vills are so weak. Oh, no. He needed an archer range up on the hill. He needed the range up faster than this. Ultimately, he needed to keep his tower up. I think the best chance for Lix right now is maybe to win water and just defend the middle with skirms. Man-at-arm will take an archer. That's good. That's really nice. These villagers will all fall back. He has lots of water buffaloes underneath the TC, which he must have collected with the vill. And one fire goes down for Liereyy, but Lix needs to repair now. Yeah, I think it's also likely that someone lost a villager to a boar or something. This is extremely chaotic, and Lix probably did underneath the TC. It says he has lost 3 eco, and Liereyy only killed 2. Range at home now for Lix as well. It seems playable. Honestly, it seems playable. Obviously, like, the scoreline's amazing for Liereyy. Lierey's the favorite, but I think he's got the army to defend from the archers. Water is still just the big lead for Liereyy. And his eco. It's like, how can all of that happen, and then Liereyy can balance out his eco to almost click up to Castle Age? It's crazy. T90, can you win in this position? In Lierey's position? Oh, yeah, for sure. I think I could, yeah. If he just does all of that for me, I'd be an incredible player. All I need is for Liereyy to play for me for the first 18 minutes. That's all anybody needs. Yeah. Unless you meant Lix's position. Lix's position, absolutely not, dude. This isn't Lowy the Legends where I have a chance to bring it back from, you know, 2 700 elo players. But no, I think you need a big engagement on water. And if you get the big engagement on water, there's a chance that there's a situation where Liereyy loses all of his fish right before Castle Age, and then he arrives to Castle Age with no food eco to get upgrades. Just doesn't seem like he has enough. There's always enough resistance there. That's a detail Lix would have loved to have noticed. That's a 1 HP fire galley. Oh, can he get it? Okay, he'll get that. That's nice. And he'll end up losing his fire then. At least I think so. Liereyy? Lierey's demo's backing away. I think Lierey's bringing in the elephant, which is why he's distracted right now. And he's on the way up. Has 2 skirms inside of his archery range. That's it. And yeah, I saw someone confused by this earlier. They made a change in recent patches where any animal that's killed with your town center or military can still be eaten. So technically, I think you should just be shooting it with the town center there, but Liereyy doesn't need that. Big army from Lix behind the wood line. A wood line that has weak villagers and in an area that you can't tower. And Lix is busy. And he gets demoed. And he's not sitting. Dude, if he just sat here. I mean, Liereyy didn't see it. So he has the chance to sit there and he finds some reward. Every time Liereyy plays this map, he really prioritizes water. And you could just tell. I think he thinks if he has the fish boom, he could go into knights. Liereyy still has enough food underneath the town center. Still has the 9 fishing ships. Still has the fires. Will be in Castle Age now. And Lix hasn't even clicked up. So you hope to play on. And that you could just make some chaos happen. Because the wins matter for so much. But the expected result was maybe the Liereyy sweep. And the brooms are officially out right now for the sweep. It's been the storyline at the start. The favorites getting the wins. Normally the first week you have the bigger sweeps because you have maybe like the first seed versus the sixth seed in the group. Just kind of depends. Lix is trying everything to get back on water. He's dropping the tower here, but there's a siege workshop up here. And Knights and Siege are going to just... I mean, you don't even need the Siege. This is open. This is open. You just run in with the Knights. You can't really wall this map. And now what do? One villager's down. That dude... Wait, that villager is stuck in the Knight. Do you see that? He clearly tells the villager to move. And the Knight just, like, hops on top of him. And then he just gets stuck. Look. He can't move. What a way to go. I've never seen that before. Villager was going to die anyways. Siege is still going to be coming through. It's actually going to be Rams. Maybe so he can push down the tower. And this is Persian Knights with +2 armor. And poor Lix still hasn't even clicked up yet. Look at this economy. Everything on gold, very little on food, nothing on wood. So full YOLO, full market. You got to try. I respect it. I wonder what would have happened in this game if immediately after he had 2 to 3 skirms, he came forward with towers then. I guess that means he's not pushing on water. But I feel like maybe you could open up an opportunity on water for a sneaky demo if that was happening. Liereyy really wants to put a stop to this. He's running out of wood lines. He's losing some villagers. He's bringing the Knights in. And the Knights are just going to massacre this army, guys. It's not even close. Persian Knights against feudal age units. It's just not fair. The weak one gets microed away. Of course it does. The tower is going to go down. More quick walls from Lix to try and hold on. On the left side, Lix is actually killing some fishing ships. But he's losing the towers as quickly as he builds them. He would need to kill all the fishing ships right now for me to really have faith in his position. It is still kind of awkward for Liereyy. But no, the towers are just going to be gone. Liereyy can just move to this wood line for now. He can move to this wood line. He still has his gold. And he can take down the archer range as well. This is nice, though. This is nice. Because Liereyy does not have a lot of food eco. He only has 2 farms. This is why I would not play Persians, because the second you lose your food eco, you can't make Knights anymore, and then you don't feel like you're in your comfort zone. And quick walls everywhere from Lix. Actually missed this. But yeah, nice quick walls. I mean, still a lot of idle time, but he's holding on. Population's somewhat even. Oh, but now there's a mangonel. Oh, God. One thing after the other, man. Where can Lix go for resources? He could take his gold until the mangonel arrives. Then he has to fall back, and he's going to be on the shoreline. Yeah, and he's losing this tower as well. Lierey's just too good, man. He's just too good. There's very few players who you could just expect this type of play. With Liereyy, it's just the expectation. But the feudal builds, the castle builds are going to be clean. Everything's going to be super sharp. Then you start to talk about placement. Like, it's expected. Liereyy goes to playoffs. How far in the playoffs? I'm always saying top 4. Top 4 minimum for him. I mean, a lot of the times it's been second place, right? Like, he's more second place finishes than anyone. He's come closer to winning more finals and not winning them than anyone ever in our S tier events. So it's kind of the unfortunate thing for him is he is that good. And he's just come so close to winning more titles. But yeah, he's ahead here. Somehow the eco count says it's close. I think the game plan from Lix to go for monks to go for cav archers is good, but his eco is just horrible, man. It is wild, though, right? Like, yeah, we're talking about number 2 in the world against maybe number 30 or number 24 or number, you know, somewhere in there. It's crazy how close that is in number and yet how big the gap is in skill. But I think it also helps. Liereyy has so much experience against Lix. Like, he knows exactly what Lix is all about. He's dealt with the forwards before. He knows what his style is. It's not like Lix is some new kid on the block that does this randomly. There are some players who are they have the ability to play like Lix, and they catch you off guard with it because they don't always play that way. But yeah, Lix is Lix. Lix gets swept. The good news for Lix, I think he's playing much better than he did the last time he was in Platinum. I know with the 3-0, it doesn't feel that way, but no, he's playing really good. Overall, I think you get that out of the way, and Lix is going to want his wins against some of the other players. When you think about what Lierey's done in Titans League before, he's very consistently won almost every single series. He's very consistently got a 3-0. So now you just have to become a really big Liereyy fan and hope that Lierey's 3-0s everybody else in the group. And if Liereyy 3-0s everyone else in the group, you can still manage the next 4 sets and still maybe make a push to playoffs. Still, of course, just try and survive, which I think is realistically where I put Lix in terms of his expectations.